Alright, here we go. One last time. One last time. Who is going to take it all? Hello, Said. Wish I could see how many people was actually in the lobby by the number up there, but you know. Someone decided they didn't like someone outside. This is going to be exciting, so it's the Tier 3 race. Well, the Tier 3 race has not got an awful lot lying on it, has it? But yeah, it's going to be quite fun in seeing who's going to take this one home. So, championship deciding day. Someone really don't like something outside. So, Jesus Christ. But yeah, Alfa Romeo versus Ferrari. Don't think you will, 7-point gap between Mitchel and BR4. In terms of a constructors, 15 points in the way of the Alfa Romeo. So, there's a lot that could go either way, to be honest, today. Certainly going to be interesting. Bearing in mind the big fight here is going to be who can take it home. Who is going to take this one to the house, to the end, to glory, pretty much. They're going to be Mitchel, BR4, and in terms of the constructor, they're going to be Ferrari or Alfa Romeo. I'm going to change my remote 1 minute so you'll hear me go on mute. Now that my remote's been switched and fully charged, ready to go for the entire race, let's see if we can get more than 11. Might be 12. Quick official word on the wonderful Jeddah results. No, we have scrapped Jeddah from our minds forever because that was so woeful. we don't talk Jeddah in this chat. A decent number of people. The real question is, is Mitchell going to be able to stop BR4? Because when you look at the people in this race, it is entirely possible that BR4 could win this race. You talk Jeddah every time of the year. Well, it's a shame that I don't. You guys made me want to bleach my eyes out after last Thursday, so let's hope that doesn't happen again. But yeah, well, hello everyone who's joining. You get to watch this spectacular finish of who's going to win the title. Looks like we're only going with 11. God, the attendances at the end of the year need to be a lot better. But I can understand not wanting to add anyone else in, considering this is huge. This race is absolutely huge. 15 points separates constructors, 7 separates the drivers. Track position is usually king here. There's not an awful lot of overtaking zones around Japan, around Suzuka. But if you get one, you've got to take advantage of it. You've got to take advantage of it pretty quickly. Waiting on a few people to catch up. Either that, 30 seconds go. Come on, Rigo. But yeah, for those in the chat right now, predictions: who's going to be on the podium, and who's winning both the championships? if you wanna know mine, I personally believe that it's going to be. I personally think Mitchell holds out. Bearing in mind that if BR4 wins this race, Mitchell needs to end second and needs to get the fastest lap. So there is a lot that is riding on this. As per, we put a bunch of the stuff on. I can then put on the actual telemetry stuff as well. Who's going to be the first one out? Final week, and the first one out looks like Aston Martin, which would insinuate, yep, that's Ake. Right, so we're going to follow Ake through his outlap. If you've not quite watched one of the streams I do before, we always watch the first guy out, watch his outlap, and then his actual flying lap. Just gives a different person every time the ability to have the spotlight on them for a couple of minutes. A few people starting to head out now, so we've got Bloodwave, both the Red Bull, Bloodwave and Ishmael have both headed out now, and so have Joe as well. Alongside Ake, the rest of everyone else at this point in time stays in the pits. Do see an Alfa Romeo heading out of the garage though. The first Alfa Romeo out is going to be... Well, I'm not going to go on to the camera angle. It's alright, so Heidelberg is the first Alfa Romeo to go and set a lap. There's a Ferrari heading out as well. Obviously, those two are your constructors' fights. They got the other the other Ferrari. So, I lose the first Ferrari out, Mitchell the second Ferrari out. The L4 shouldn't be too far away off the back of these guys, and Jaguar also heading out as well. There's BR4 heading out on the back of Jaguar and Mitchell. So, we'll be very keen to see who round one goes to here. 7 points separates. Countback, I'm pretty sure, goes in the direction of BR4. It definitely does if BR4 wins this race. If BR4 wins this race, Mitchell does need to go end second, and he also does need to get the fastest lap. So we've got Ake now. He goes through the S's. First two corners on the track. The ones you've really got to nail. He does it decently well. Gets himself on the outside as well. Doesn't look like he dropped the car. There's a Red Bull spinning out there. I think that's Ishmael that's put himself in the grass and possibly in a wall as well. But yeah, we've got some people out on the lap now, and it looks like Ake's going to go through the second sector, in the middle of the second sector up to Spoon's curb. As he doesn't look too dodgy out of some of these corners. The car also not sliding as some people might through Suzuka. Also, one of the Ferraris just had a mishap through turn 2. Not exactly great. Here comes Ake Bolito, going to be the benchmark. So let's see what he can put down. 28 is usually whereabouts we expect pole to be. It's a 30.8 for Ake Bolito. Feel like that could be a lot better. Bloodwave going to come over the line now and definitely be on provisional pole for 29.6, an entire second, almost a second and a bit quicker. We'll actually watch Bambino lap for the most part. Keep an eye out on which way the first round goes between Mitchell and BR4. Joe does a 29.3 to start with, puts himself on provisional pole by a just shy of 0.2 of a second, just over 0.2 of a second, sorry. Here comes Bambino as we get all the loud noises through the S's at Suzuka, and goes, I think that's Bloodwave just letting Bambino through. Going through to the final part of the lap now, the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo. Into sector 3 goes the Ferrari, and now the Alfa Romeo is going to join him. We'll see whereabouts people can put themselves. Ishmael goes back into the pits. Alu did a 39.8 after spinning in turn 2. But here comes Bambino as he comes into the final sector. Now it invalidates. That's way too wide. That is way too wide. He's not exactly going to be able to enjoy that one. But round 1, Mitchell versus BR4 heads in the direction of the Ferrari. Albeit Alfa Romeo going to win the first round as a constructors in qualifying. But Mitchell currently, by just over a tenth of a second, has the advantage on the Alfa Romeo. Mitchell would love it to end like that. BR4 is going to have to pick it up. He realistically knows that it has to be a win today. He cannot settle for anything that isn't a win. And as soon as he does, well, he's playing with fire and where Mitchell ends at that point. Bear in mind, it's 25, 18, 15, 12 for the top 4. So, if BR4 was to come second, Mitchell would have to end 4th. Or 5th with the fastest lap. I'm pretty sure that might not actually work because of countback. Let's have a look. Will that work? Countback. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, it wouldn't work because Mitchell had like 25 thirds. No real actual seconds. So, yeah, if BR4 ends second, Mitchell has to end the 4th or higher. If BR4 ends 3rd, picks up 15 points, I'm pretty sure the 6th in the fastest lap. Well, Mitchell, there's a lot of combinations that could go into which one wins the title today. And if one of them DNS, it could be huge. Obviously, if BR4 DNS this game, then Mitchell doesn't literally have to do anything else. Albeit he probably will still try and do as much as he can to try and win the constructors as well. Nobody's going to complain of being a double champion now, are they? But yeah, right. Who's on laps at the moment? Akebelito's on lap, but he's just shy of 3/4 of a second slower than his actual time. Ishmael also out on a lap, so we'll actually go and watch Ishmael at the moment. A couple of people out on that laps as well. Includes Alu, Bloodwave, Heidenberg and Joe. Joe currently the one that might play spoiler to BR4's party tonight. Currently setting the fastest lap so far. I'm not entirely sure how many what he's going to be able to do though, as we've seen Joe make mistakes all over the place so far this season, so maybe this is the one time he gets it all together. Yellow flag in sector 3. I'm not entirely sure who that's for. Maybe for the Aston Martin actually. As Ishmael comes to the line now, 30.0. Joe is going to go on a lap now. So here we go. We'll watch Joe, current provisional pole sitter right now. The Ferrari is one of the Ferraris is going to park off track a slight second and allow one of the Alfa Romeos through. I'm not entirely sure which is which. But Joe on a lap now, getting himself right up to some of these curbs. This could be a nightmare eventually, but he's going to come up towards traffic now. And Ferrari, is he going to get out the way? Ferrari should get out the way. He does get out the way. And Joe sets himself a quicker sector by another 10th and a half. I'm not entirely sure who the Ferrari that had to get out the way there was, but by the looks of it, it was Mitchell, because BR4 and Mitchell, well, BR4 started that, sorry. So BR4 and Alu are up toward the turn 1, turn 2 hairpin now. Joe up towards Spoons now, and he's going to see if he can extend his gap at the top of the timesheet right now, which is standing at a pretty decent gap, almost a 10th. Not comfortable by any means, but it's still good enough. Mitchell can do a 28 though. We've seen from prior instances. The Ferrari gets out of the way, and I think the Red Bull also trying to get out of the way of someone as well. Here comes Joe to the line now. 26, 27 over the line. 28, 29, 29, 1. There you go. Yeah, watch BR4, who's actually just come over the line, maybe now for a lap now. There's Mitchell. Mitchell 29, 4th, 7, and Bloodwave beats him. Bloodwave up to second. We'll keep an eye out on BR4 right now. See if BR4 is going on a lap. But at the moment, it's still advantage Ferrari. Well, advantage Mitchell, not exactly advantage Ferrari in the constructors fight. As we go through, oh, that's a bit wide. It's going to cost him time. I'm not entirely sure that's not invalid. Oh, there goes McLaren in sector 1, second corner. One of the, I think that's Heidelberg going to come up on him straight away. BR4 currently just shy of 3 tenths quicker. Will be enough to put him into second. Let's see if he's going to be able to get anything in the final sector. Try and take on Joe. 28, 29, 29, 242. Let's see how Mitchell's going to respond to this then. 6.5 minutes left on the clock. Down towards 130R he goes. Is he going to be able to do anything? Bambino's out the session entirely. Had a bit of a problem there at the end of smooth curve, and, well, as soon as you get on the wrong bit of that, there's a wall. There's 2 concrete walls. They're looking at, well, metal walls going your either direction, so you're not really standing much of a chance. Mitchell down to the line. 26, 27, 28. 29, 178. He literally 9 1/1000ths shy of being on provisional pole. So Joe goes, well, Joe stays on provisional pole right now. Heidelberg coming into the pit, 1 bit second down. Mitchell gains the advantage in round 2 as well. So, round 1 Ferrari, round 2 Ferrari. Is BR4 going to be able to make advantage of a track that, well, you need track position on, that's for sure. If you don't get track position, it becomes a lot harder to do anything. Akibelito going quicker at the moment. 7 tenths up into the 29s, 29.5. Enough to jump in the 5th. But Kishveld backed off his lap. It's going again. Considering I know Mitchell and BR4 probably aren't going on another lap. Until they get back into the pits and back out again. I know this is the only lap we've got on track, so let's watch Ishmael for an entire lap with the worst camera angle I think I've ever seen. I did not need the soulless sprite of an F1 character, of the F1 made avatar, staring into the camera for an uncomfortable amount of time there. But he goes through sector 1. We've got 1 more corner to go to be at the end of sector 1, see where he relatively stands up against his prior lap. Should be toward the, well, Rico had a lap and he's been on the ball. Okay, well, this could be fun. This could be fun. I won't laugh at you. See you in 5 minutes. Okay. As Ishmael going toward this spoon curve now in the end of sector 2. As he is the only one we've got left on track. Do well to be able to get in again. Might just have, well, unless he's far up here, he might just have to abort the lap. Get in, get a new set. Oh, he's 7 tenths up. I'm pretty sure it's not purple, but 7 tenths is enough to take him into the 29.3. It's enough to actually put him into 4th right now. Maybe, just maybe, with the traction control to start, might be able to play spoiler. 29, 29.2. Just 4/1000ths of a second behind BR4. He almost split the two title rivals. And that would have been invaluable to Mitchell, that. It would have been invaluable to Mitchell if he had actually got himself the 4/10ths of a second more. We got a couple of people out on their outlaps now. A couple of people decided to go early. So, Bloodwave is not the first one there. So, we're going to watch the first of the Ferraris in their continuation of a battle against the Alfa Romeos. 15 points, remember, in favour of the Alfa Romeo. If anything's realistically going to happen tonight, in the constructors' point of view, Mitchell will have to beat BR4. However, Mitchell doesn't really care about being in BR4 right now. He just cares about doing enough to win a title. If he beats BR4, I guess that's a bonus. Well, Alu invalidates his outlap. I know that matters to everyone. Everyone cares an awful lot about people invalidating their outlaps. Bambino, bearing in mind, already dumped in quali. Did not finish in quali. So he's here comes Alu. Well, watch Alu then. We're into the string of final laps now. And Alu's going to be the first one to set us down the way. Also, I see some team play going on here. Oh, Alu spun it! Alu spun it at turn 1, and now, if I'm Alu, I'm getting out the way and I'm slowing down a bit. I'm going as slow as I physically can around this track, so that I can hand my teammate a possible helping hand down 130 into 130R. Because there's no way Alu's doing anything now, and I think that might be Bloodwave behind him. It is Bloodwave behind him that spun it. So that's 2 that won't improve. Jaguar's the next one on the line. We have the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeos are going to play the team game here. They don't really care about Heidelberg's time. It's all BR4. All this is trying to get BR4 the best start he could possibly have. Especially if he is the one in front. In the back, sorry. Joe retired from the session, clearly thinking it's enough. Not entirely sure. Even though it doesn't have enough time. Oh no, never mind, he's crashed. Never mind, he's actually crashed. Jaguar is the next one on the line for a lap anyway. Looks like we've got a few issues going on there. With 5 seconds left. One of the Mercedes is over the line. He's got over relatively... Oh, Alu. Not able to get one more. But that's the end of Alu's session. If Rigo gets out for one lap. Here comes Jaguar up towards 130R now, and with a title genuinely hanging in the balance between an Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari. It looks like Heidelberg hasn't dropped off yet. Heidelberg's genuinely going for a lap himself. Surely can't be. There goes Jaguar. Well, come up to Ake Bolito now, who's the next one over the line. And then to Mitchell. And then to Heidelberg at BR4. And then Rigo's the last one going. So Ake spun it! Ake spun it! Mitchell over the line now. But I think he invalidated it. Yeah, Mitchell invalidated it. So, here we go. Heidelberg. Not able to do an awful lot by the looks of it. 28, 29, 29.5. BR4. BR4 spun it! BR4 spun what could have been an almighty lap. That might have been pole. It might have been pole. Oh, how might that be a costly mistake by the end of the night? Oh my God, that might be We've got an entire race to go, but that might be nail one in the coffin of BR4's championship hope. Oh, that is a bad time to spin. That is a horrendous time to spin. If you're BR4, the list of what not to do tonight, spinning in the race would be at the absolute top of that. Spinning in qualifying would 100% be very high on that list. But he's done it. He might just have thrown away incredible track position. Well, he definitely has thrown away incredible track position, but might that cost him by the time we wrap this one up tonight? It doesn't look like it's going to rain. But that might be mistake number one. And if BR4 loses today by, well, simply not winning the race, maybe coming second, he might look back at that and see where, well, ponder on his own mistakes. I had a really bad time to mess something up. Especially when you're one corner away from putting yourself on pole. Joe retired early, very clearly thinking it was enough, and would be right in that assumption. Oh my God. Here we go, we're going to have a formation lap. We've got the AlphaTauri, the one that's known for spinning the entire season, that starts us off on pole. It's not the first time we saw this. Obviously, he had a great start of the season at Baku, 3.5 tenths ahead of second place at Baku, and we all believed at that point Joe was going to run the show the entire season. It didn't turn out like that, and the two directly behind him are the ones running the show now. Mitchel versus BR4, Ferrari versus Alfa Romeo. How is this one going to turn out? How many twists and turns do we realistically have in an 11-man race on the final day of the season? We've also got a different tyre strategy going between the hards and the mediums here, between a few people. 4 on the hards, including your pole sitter Joe and the championship contender right now, BR4. You've got Bloodwave, one of the Red Bulls, sitting on the hard tyre, possibly splitting their strategies up. Maybe a strategical decision in that sense. Rigo also on the hard tyre, but it seemed like Rigo just here to fill up numbers if his comment was anything to go by about 5 seconds ago. But maybe on the bottle he might be good. Let's see. But BR4's made one costly mistake. He really can't afford to make another. If he makes another, that might be game. Bearing in mind, it's all on BR4 today. Mitchel, in theory, doesn't have to do an awful lot. Mitchel has a 7-point lead going into this race. All he has to do is win. Well, if he wins the title, no questions asked. If he comes second, he needs the fastest lap, and whatever BR4 does becomes irrelevant. But we've all seen how races change as we go along. The safety cars could influence. Ishmael jumps his grid spot. Joe jumps his grid spot. Everyone else sets up just fine. It looks like. I'm not going to get a good look at where the lights are. That looks like 5 red lights. And his lights out, away we go. Who's got the better start? The championship rivals go at it now. Who's got a better start? BR4 looks like he's jumped off pretty well. Actually, no, he hasn't. He's been sandwiched. It looks like he stayed in third somehow. Ishmael trying to poke alongside and almost spins it into turn 1, but Mitchel jumps Joe immediately. And the better start, the medium tyres goes to the one in the Ferrari, and possibly an opening of the gap now. Rigo spins into the first corner. But Heidenberg and Alu, the other champ. Oh, and Alu's done it! Alu and Heidenberg come together. Alu and Heidenberg come together and well in the championship fight for the constructors. An advantage Ferrari. It's advantage Alfa Romeo, sorry. As the 15-point gap that was needed is currently not being, well, gained at a quick enough rate. Rigo having a little bit of a nightmare here. BR4 and Joe going at it. It looks like BR4 is having a little bit of a harder time behind Joe than what Joe is behind Mitchell. And Ishmael is trying his absolute best. Trying to put himself up to beside BR4, maybe just to play spoiler tonight, but who knows? Here comes Ishmael. Maybe he looks to the outside, sorry, and goes round the outside. He's going to have a long side by the chicane, and, well, cuts in, gets the position back. Mitchell's currently in the lead, definitely not by a minute and 32 seconds, that's for sure. As we currently see Ishmael and BR4 fighting it tooth and nail right now. Bambino goes into the pits. He obviously had damage. Alu didn't, which is indication he didn't he didn't take anything when he hit. Well, when him and Heidenberg collided in the end of the first sector. Rigo up into 10th. Ishmael still hanging on to the back of BR4, still trying to play as much of a spoiler as he physically can. BR4 needs some help from his own teammate here, who just cannot get. No, the game's bugged. The game's bugged. Don't worry about it. Mitchell's like a second ahead of Joe. He's gonna have to build up some sort of gap right now. And Ishmael is still, look how close that Red Bull is really going after the Alfa Romeo at this point. And whether or not he's going to be able to get him is question. Here comes the inside. He's got the inside of the exit smooth curve. He's going down 130R on the medium tyres. And he got BR4 as well. And it's going from bad to worse for the Alfa Romeo. Albeit on hard tyre, going to the mediums at the end. Maybe to try and make a surge right at the end. But Mitchell having a searing gap on Joe on the hard tyres. And that gap just seems to be extending, and let's see whether or not the Ferrari's going to be able to do anything here. Heidenberg looking at Bloodwave, trying to make sure that he can get himself in this, involved with his teammate, see if he can give his teammate any sort of help. But he can't seem to get past Bloodwave right now, who's just doing enough to hold off the Alfa Romeo. He's closing in on on the other Alfa Romeo right now, who's just losing a little bit of ground on the Red Bull in front. Ishmael playing great spoiler right now, and Joe also playing it. And there's a spinning Ferrari, and then another spinning Ferrari! Mitchell has gone round! Mitchell has gone round! I think the end of the second deck now, I'm not entirely sure. But there's another swing! Oh my god! That could be costly. That could be very costly. BR4 having a spin in qualifying. Then Ishmael gets in front. Almost just helping, just dragging Mitchell over the line right now. And then Mitchell goes and puts it round in the second Degner, and well, we're back to square one, where the onus is all on BR4 to convert it, and Mitchell's got to get a move on. Bearing in mind, right now, BR4 will get, what, 15 points. Mitchell has one for the fastest lap, but he's only getting 5. It's 4 for 8. So as it stands, 3 points separate the two title contenders in the favour of the Alfa Romeo, and the Constructors' Championship isn't even worth talking about at this point in time. Alu goes on to the hard tyres. Alu obviously had a bit of a problem, might struggle getting to the end on those tyres. Mitchell has got to get a move on. He has got to end 6th or higher at the moment. 7th would be enough for 7 points, but that would mean he'd be 8 back. And if he'd 8 back, well, that's not enough. What is Bloodwave doing here? He got an awful exit out of that corner, almost pedestrian-like out of that corner, and now the Alfa Romeo is going to be alongside him. He's going to try and be alongside him. No, Bloodwave's going to pull enough of a gap somehow. I'm not entirely sure how he's done that through that corner. Mitchell closing back up. He's got to get some overtakes done. He has got to get something working, and now, just now, how much is the teammate of the team game going to come into this for Alfa Romeo? Because if Mitchell can close in enough and get himself past Ake and Jaguar, that leaves him with just Heisenberg to stop him. And if he gets Heisenberg, well, Heisenberg will have a long, long night ahead if he has to stop Mitchell. It is entirely possible. BR4 is just not hanging with that Red Bull. That Red Bull seemingly pulling a gap now and trying to close in on the current leader, Joe, who survives Mitchell jumping him off the start, and Mitchell eventually making a mistake that he might want to forget. You're gonna have to have a short memory right now if you want to win this title. Japan is not an overtaking track, so you have a lot to go off here, and not a lot to go off, shall I say. Mitchell 1.4 seconds back though, so he is closing the gap on Ake. It won't be enough, but he's got to get the move. He's got to get some moves in eventually. You see the Ferrari, well, in the background here, just chasing off the back of the Aston Martin. The BR4 still not able to get anywhere near Ishmael. Yellow flag in sector 2. Rigo goes round. I don't think it's enough to end his race, but it's certainly not the greatest time in the world for him. Ishmael within a second now. BR4 not with the same treatment. BR4 going to be susceptible to Ishmael's teammate here. Bloodwave might have a chance to put a dent in BR4's hopes. If BR4 drops to 4th, beyond 12 points, 5 would be enough. Well, 5 wouldn't be enough because of countback, which means Mitchell would need one more position. But we're jumping ahead of ourselves. BR4 1.4 seconds behind the Red Bull, who's just cruising at the moment. He's charging down the AlphaTauri, and he has a view of he wants to win this race. He is just outside the second zone now, second DRS zone now. But Bloodwave is not, and he will have a real shot of the Alfa Romeo. Mitchell within DRS as well as he closes in on the Aston Martin. Got to get something going soon. We're on lap 6 of 27, and the mistake is one that might just come back to... Well, one thing for sure, Mitchell's mistake of the race far outweighs BR4's mistake at the end of qualifying, that's for sure. It's one mistake apiece on the night. If there is one more, it might be game over. Mitchell's got to get this Aston Martin soon enough. If he can, then he's hoping on Bloodwave to do some work for him. Bloodwave currently closing that in. Not quite able to do anything into the final chicane. Mitchell bowled it still, yeah, he did. He was almost 2 and a bit seconds off at the front. Here comes Bloodwave with DRS into turn 1. Round the outside on BR4, who doesn't really give him enough time on the track there. And Bloodwave spins out. I'm not entirely sure BR4 gave a car's width, but we'll see. Well, I don't think, there's no touch, so I don't think Bloodwave will actually do anything about that. So BR4 does enough to survive the onslaught from Bloodwave. Mitchell gets past Ake, he also gets past Bloodwave, which does not help BR4 in the slightest. So that mistake, that push slightly wide from BR4 on Bloodwave might come back to even haunt him in the middle of this race. That might not have helped BR4 in the way he might have hoped. He kept third. But Mitchell, yeah, you see, he got Ake. He got Ake pretty swiftly. We're on lap 7. Ishmael and Joe going at it. It looks like Ishmael's going to hold on. Well, Joe's going to hold on for a slight bit longer. Bear in mind, 15 points right now for BR4. Mitchell currently has the fastest lap of the race in 6th, which I believe is 8 points. With the fastest lap, that's 9. He is within 6. So if this was to end right now, Mitchell will win the championship by a point. Constructors will just heavily fall in the favour of the Alfa Romeos. But I don't think Mitchell cares right now, to be honest. Here comes Mitchell this time on Jaguar. Around the outside goes the championship leader. And he gets another one done. Also, BR4 loses the car a little bit and goes behind his teammate. Ishmael and Joe also just having a bit of a problem. It looked like Joe had a bit of a problem and lost the position on Ishmael. What the hell is going on with Joe? Like, Joe's in front of Ishmael and lagging like an absolute... What the hell is going on? I don't know what's going on. Joe lost the session because he was lagging too much. Okay, that's what's going on. So, 4th and 5th right now. BR4 and Mitchell. BR4 had a nightmare in turn 1. He handed the position to his own teammate. I would have to assume his teammate has to give him that back. His teammate has to give him that back. Mitchell got... Yeah, we see what happened to Bloodwave just literally seconds ago. But Ishmael hits the lead of the race. Joe's going to lose the position to basically everyone else unless he can get back into the race soon enough. But Mitchell, 2 seconds behind BR4. There might be an overtaking opportunity to come before the medium tyres go onto the hard tyres. It could be a case that these two go at it. Maybe we see a Prost-Senna situation. Rigo's gone again. Alu also goes up into 9th in the process. Everyone in the front still has to pit. The top 8 all still have to pit. Bloodwave had a problem. Well, had a problem trying to go around the outside of BR4. Heisenberg currently sets himself, but Jones rejoins. I don't think Heisenberg's going to get him. I don't think Heisenberg's going to get him. If Joe can get control of that car, I don't know if Joe's going to be able to get control of that car. Is he going to get... When is he going to get control of his car? Why isn't it giving Joe control of his car back? Question is, how far is BR4 back after pit stop? No, that's a good point. And I see Joe's got his car back now. That's aptly timed. Let's say that. So he splits the 2 championship rivals right now. Oh, okay. Okay, so Joe lets him past. So Joe lets him past. Clearly didn't want to play too much spoiler in the championship fight. I don't think BR4 is going to be the happiest person with Joe's decision there. Mitchell within 1.4 seconds now, closing in as we go along. Heisenberg 1.5 seconds behind Ishmael, who's seemingly comfortable right now in the lead of the race. Jaguar and Joe. Jaguar's going to get him, and I think Akabolito might complete the double. And Joe drops to the back of everyone not named Bloodwave that hasn't made a pit stop. Akabolito trying to fight Jaguar. These 3 are going to go at it now. Mitchell, look at that close down. Then Mitchell and BR4 within a second gap now. BR4 versus Mitchell. Right now, the championship goes in the way of the Ferrari. Bearing in mind, 3rd 15, 4th 12th. Mitchell, I believe, has the fastest lap. The fastest lap is currently in the favour of that Ferrari. So, as it stands, that means that's 50 to 30. 2 points is not enough for BR4 to win this championship. Heisenberg is the guy directly in front of BR4, and you would have thought that BR4 eventually will get that position back. purely based off his teammate should hand in it eventually. But we'll see when we get to the end of the race. 2 seconds now split to 2 Alfa Romeos. The Mitchell 1.2 seconds behind BR4 as his lap's not particularly great here. Bloodwave on the back of Joe. Ake on the back of Jaguar. The championship fight still raging on pretty nicely. Mitchell goes into pits and maybe, just maybe, Mitchell's going for an undercut. Well, BR4 is not going to pit for a while, so we'll get to see fully if that is actually going to work. Bloodwave goes past Joe in rather orderly fashion. But Heidenberg catching up to Ishmael now at the lead of the race. Mitchell going to come out in 8th. How far behind Joe? Well, Joe's just entering the final of the S as Mitchell just heading into turn 2. Bearing in mind, lots of, yeah, it is, it could turn out to be an immaculate call. If this undercut works, BR4's in trouble. But we've already seen Mitchell have a commanding lead, and then, well, spin it round once. I'm not ruling out anything at this point. No safety card at the moment, no virtual safety card at the moment, and everything in that nature has actually kind of surprised me. Heidelberg catching up to Ishmael now. You would expect the medium tyres to start following and start to follow in the Ferrari's footsteps. As Ishmael and Heidelberg coming up to the final chicane now. The Red Bull was charging at the beginning of the race, not so much now. He's going to look to go to the pits. He all but cuts the inside line there, but each to their own, I guess. Mitchell spun to make it more entertaining. I am not complaining. If it makes it more entertaining for the rest of us, then so be it. Right, so is Ishmael coming out ahead of Mitchell? I would assume so. It was about 4 seconds ahead at the beginning of the, at the lap's end. I don't think he's 4 seconds ahead now. I think Ishmael's, probably about a couple of seconds. There's a Red Bull! There's a Red Bull! Bloodwave got pushed on the outside. Well, I say pushed. He went too wide round the outside of turn 1 with BR4. Went on the curb on the outside and wasn't particularly... well, he span out with the edge of turn 1. But it's... well, here we go. The 2 Alfa Romeos, the 2 leading cars on track right now. They both still have to pit. I would assume Heidelberg, given the free air and everything he's got now, will be very much pitting in the next lap, maybe the next 2. Mitchell did not get past Bloodwave after Bloodwave span, but Bloodwave still has to pit. Ishmael, however, did get past his teammate and is looking in very good condition to win this race. Bearing in mind, Heidelberg will be going on to the onto the hard tyre, BR4 onto the medium tyre. Heidelberg goes on to his pit stop right now, so that leaves BR4 in the lead of the race. We are not... He might be, yeah. It's a case of whether or not he gained enough positions. That's all that matters. BR4 doesn't have to beat Mitchell. He has to beat Mitchell by 7 points. So unless he wins the race, that's multiple positions. So he has to get something done. You might be right. You might be right. Mitchell gets past Jaguar, so that's one less position that Mitchell has to worry about. Bloodwave will pit in a few laps' time. Ishmael closing in on Heidenberg. Heidenberg, the overcut worked. The overcut worked between the two of them, but that might have been just simply because of the incident between Ishmael and Bloodwave, and that might have cost the Red Bull some time. But at the moment, it's Heidenberg's race to control. It's Heidenberg's race to control right now, but that could come into play massively at the end of this race. If the Alfa Romeo can get so much done, he's... well, here comes Ishmael. Bear in mind, Heidelberg has cold tyres, has to warm them up. Here comes the Red Bull coming straight back at him. The longer the Alfa Romeo's in the lead, the less that Mitchell's going to be able to do about winning this championship. right now. So Mitchell got past Bloodwave, 2.5 seconds behind. Mitchell up to 6th. Here comes Ake, in comes Ake. Joe, and that leaves Joe BR4, the only two in front of Mitchell to pit. And here comes down the main straight, Ishmael going to have DRS here on the Alfa Romeo. Still way too far back, and the Alfa Romeo with fresher tyres as well should be able to hold on for a little while longer. Has a little bit more pace at the moment. Oh, and the Red Bull goes onto the grass as well. The Red Bull onto the grass. And that might open the door for the Ferrari to go on through. It certainly opened the door for the Ferrari to go toward the second mark. Bambino into the pits now. We've got a few people left to pit right now. Mitchell can be what? P4 at the worst. If he does come P4, BR4 does have to win this race. P4 to P2, P2 to P4 is not a big enough gap. Bearing in mind that's 18 to 12. A BR4, the fastest lap, however, might swing that. It would be enough if BR4 got the fastest lap. It would be 7 points at that point, 19 to 12. And it would be count back in the favour of the Swede. Mitchell trying to get himself right onto the back of that Red Bull. Because if he gets on the back of that Red Bull, he might be able to take that position later on. And a third place would definitely mean that BR4 has to win that win this race. Right now, his teammate and Ishmael seem to be the only two that stand in his way. Got a couple more laps until we really see where we shape up in this one. The spin could be extremely costly for this Ferrari at the end of this race. We haven't seen any more incidents at the moment, but we're going to trudge it along until everyone else has actually pit, so we get a good indication of what's actually happening here. Mitchell catching up to Ishmael, now within the DRS range. You would expect the Ferrari to take the position off the Red Bull here. This would be just rudimentary work, I think. Same in the exact same vein that BR4 and Heidelberg will be later on. But absolutely no conceivable way. There goes Ishmael letting him through. Well, I say letting him through. I think Ishmael may or may not have just had a bit of a problem in the hairpin. It looked a little bit of Red Bull not having a lot of pace out of that corner and the Ferrari going by. A lot of the team game going on, a lot of friendship playing into this, I think. It could be our 4 on lap 15. So, it's not like what everyone else was saying here. He's gone in on lap 15, the start of lap 16. Yellow flag is sector 2, it's Rigo once again. BR4 onto the medium tyre. Here comes the Alfa Romeo, there's the Ferrari, there's the... It looks like BR4's out in front. There goes Mitchell, they're going to go fighting into turn 1 and into turn 2. Who's going to have the lead here? Who's going to have the position? Mitchell going to try and look for it, but those tyres are going to get the chance to warm up for BR4 right now. Mitchell has to make something work. He's going to try and look for the outside. He's going to try and look for the outside again. This time, he's denied by BR4. Mitchell in third place as it stands. He's got to get that move. He has got to get this move on BR4. Because if BR4 does not get overtaken here, Heidelberg's going to let him win this race. I can guarantee you that if Mitchell does not get this move, Heidelberg will let the Alfa Romeo win this race. Who is going to... Well, you would expect so. The team play might still backfire. Mitchell, half a second. DRS is still a thing. I'm not... If you're telling me you were surprised that he's let Mitchell go, then I don't know what you guys were expecting. There goes Joe. He comes into pit. I'm not saying it's right by any means, by the way, but probably should have seen that one coming. Same with, you'll see the Alfa Romeos give the place up later on. And, wow, Mitchell stayed within this DRS zone. I don't think it really mattered. The people in the same position, their friend was in front. I think the friend would give up the position regardless anyway. I think it would happen for everyone. I'm not saying it's right, by the way. I don't want anyone to construe that I'm saying that is the right decision or anything. Not what I'm saying. Right, back to back to the race itself. So Mitchell and Ishmael going at it still by the looks of it. Still within DRS range. BR4 on the medium tyres has broke away. Mitchell has to get Heidelberg. Or a safety car. There is possible lead for a safety car here. There is still chance for that to happen. We have 10 laps left. Wouldn't put it past tier 1 in this league. A late safety car hands this right back to Mitchell. And there goes Heidelberg with the fastest lap, and in turn there goes Mitchell as well. Who's winning the title at the moment? Mitchell, because Heidelberg is currently leading this race. If Mitchell gets second and fastest lap, it's irrelevant what BR4 does. If BR4, sorry, I keep getting those two confused, my bad. If BR4 wins this race, Mitchell needs the fastest lap and to get past Heidelberg. Oh, a blood wave! Okay. Fastest lap goes to the Red Bull at the moment. Mitchell might be in dire need of a safety car. Because you're going to have T-play here. You're going to have T-play here. Much like you were going to have the friendship play with Mitchell and Ishmael about 30 seconds ago, you're going to have T-play between BR4 and Heidelberg, or you would expect that to be the case anyway. We've had this position before, however, where people were fighting into the title for the title into the last few weeks. Reminder, Singapore last season where positions were not given up. Yellow flag in sector 1. Is anyone out? No, Rico's spun, but he's not out. I personally think that Ferrari is looking for that safety car right now, desperately wanting that car to come out. Because he is, I think that might be the only way he wins this race. As it stands, however, BR4 not catching on Heidelberg whatsoever. You won't see Ishmael fight Mitchell at the end of this race. You won't see, well, you won't see Heidelberg. I'm almost certain you won't see Heidelberg fight BR4. If Heidelberg fights BR4, I think the chat might explode. I think if that is the case and BR4 does not win the championship because of his teammate, the chat will explode. I'm 100% certain of that. BR4 just closed in rapidly on that lap. On this particular lap, 4 tenths of a second on the medium tyre there. I think the only way Mitchell's getting anything now is a mistake by an Alfa Romeo. It doesn't really matter which one. You would much rather it be BR4, obviously. I think he's needing an Alfa Romeo's mistake. Heidelberg got 2 tenths of a second again on BR4, and BR4 lacking in a particular on the straights. Heidelberg seems to be a bullet. BR4 not the same kind of treatment. Ishmael's had a problem right there. If he won't let BR, nobody will want BR. I hope they trial crossplay. I hope they trial crossplay because I felt that for sprint was a little bit egregious, knowing that nothing was on the line. But anyway, back into this we go. BR4 now within the second. Here we go. 7 laps to go with, well, Heidelberg doesn't let him go. BR4 will take it himself by the looks of it. Yeah, he needs to do his self-marketing to get a teammate for next season. Mitchell, don't forget, still behind. It's 2.2 seconds. Still got the chance to catch up to Heidelberg if Heidelberg was to slow down. It's got to be a strategic maneuver here, I think. No DRS, obviously, into 130R, who's got the quicker line, though. It looks like BR4 is catching with the slipstream a little bit. Ishmael dropped off 3 seconds behind Mitchell now, and Mitchell is on his own. Mitchell needs a safety car, or he needs an Alfa Romeo mistake of some sort. But as it stands right now, there's nothing that means that BR4 will win this title unless he can get past his teammate. They're going to go into the first of the S's now. And it looks like, well, it might be a little bit of a hold-up for his teammate here. Unless he's going to hold up his teammate a little bit. Yeah, he's going to hold up BR4 slightly. I think Mitchell might be able to hone in a little bit here. BR4, well, Heidelberg should be moving out the way here. Heidelberg should be moving out the way here. Heidelberg's not moving out the way here. And they go up into the hairpin. And down the inside goes BR4. And there you go. There's the overtake. Mitchell does close in though. And whether or not BR4 is going to be held up by his team, well, how long is Heidelberg going to be held up by BR4? Maybe DRS is one thing that comes in here for Mitchell. Maybe. Just maybe we aren't done. I am incredibly surprised that Heidelberg did not move out the goddamn way. He's still looking for the overtake. He is still fighting his teammate tooth and nail. He is still going. He's going to get DRS as well. Beat Mitchell and behind with DRS. And we're not done yet. Here comes Heidelberg into turn 1. And down the inside, but he packs himself back in behind his teammate in what might be the smartest move he's done so far. But the longer this goes, the more he's bringing Mitchell into it. Mitchell must be loving what Heidelberg is handing to him right now. This could not be going much better for the Ferrari. Alu goes into pit. I'm not entirely sure what the method is here. 6 tenths, 7 tenths, 8 tenths. He's dropping off the back of BR4, but I don't think he's slowing down to do it. Certainly don't think he's slowing down to do it. Mitchell gonna have a good shot at him. He's gonna have a good shot. He's outside of DRS now, so that. He's closing back in. Heidelberg on a straight is electric. And he might just bring Mitchell into this. He might just bring Mitchell back into this fight. The slipstream's going to bring Mitchell extremely close. Heidelberg round through 130R on lap 22 is apparently not giving up his fight with his teammate. He's not playing the team game. And he's not holding Mitchell up whatsoever. What is going on? What am I watching? Heidelberg with DRS, he's closing it again. He's just too far back. Oh my god, Joe and Ishmael into turn 1. Mitchell is right on the back of that Heidelberg now. Heidelberg could be in huge danger. He might be in huge danger of bringing BR4 into a fight with his direct championship rival. Can Mitchell get the job done? Can he get past Heisenberg early enough for this to matter? I am so bewildered by the attempt of a teammate who will just not drop out of the second gap. His teammate will just not drop out of the second margin. One mistake is all it takes. One person crashing out and it's game over for BR4. BR4 will win by... BR4 will win by countback in any situation where they end 7 points apart. It is BR4. Mitchell has to win the race. Here comes Mitchell, and here comes Heisenberg. Mitchell and Heisenberg. Mitchell's going to make it around the outside. Mitchell's going to put it up. Mitchell gets Heisenberg, and now it's a direct fight. It's a direct fight between Mitchell and BR4. Oh my god. Oh my god. With 3 laps to go. BR4 with his tyres slowly dying. His tyres will be dead by the end of this race. Round the outside of turn 1, Mitchell going for everything he possibly has. He is throwing every single thing at the wall and seeing what sticks. Well, they both don't have an awful lot of DRS. 3%. Alu gets the fastest lap, which is bewildering even more. His teammates screwing teammates over. But Mitchell has to win this race now. And we're just going to watch it out by simply watching the rest of this title fight. Take that off the screen. We're watching this title. Nothing else is... no, we're not watching anything else. This is going down to the wire. Mitchell, BR4, it's in BR4's back pocket right now. But DRS is going to be right into the hands of Mitchell as they come down towards turn 1. As they come down towards turn 1, it's within half a second. DRS activates. They're going down the home straight. Is Mitchell going to get close enough? No, he's not. He's within 3 tenths. Oh, he got towards 3 tenths of a second. He's going to hold on. BR4 slightly under the cosh right now. Momentum all in the way of the Ferrari. Can BR4 hang on? Will BR4 hang on? Is this good? This is going right down to the wire. One mistake and it's game over. The real question is who's going to make it? Who is going to make the mistake? 2 DRS straights, but Mitchell's faster in a straight line. And BR4's tyres are seemingly starting to wear off. BR4's battery is 24. They're on identical batteries, pretty much. They're on identical batteries, pretty much. Alu robbing any chance of Mitchell fastest lapping, yes. They come through, down towards 130R now. Mitchell quicker in a straight line. It's quite evident that Mitchell is definitely quicker in a straight line. Within 4 tenths, within 3.5 tenths, within 3 tenths. As they come towards the chicane, Mitchell looks to the inside, doesn't get it. He's going to hold on for a little bit longer. Mitchell going to have DRS down the straight. No ERS to help him. Within 3 tenths, just over 3 tenths of a second. Is Mitchell going to be able to take the lead of this race? He probably shouldn't do it here if he got the chance, though. He's not going to do it here. He got within 1 tenth there. How long can he hold on to the back of BR4? How long can he stay within half a second? If he can stay within half a second into Spoon's curve, this might be game over. It might be game over for BR4 if Mitchell can keep himself a half second back going into Spoon's curve. What are we watching? His teammate has royally screwed BR4. Heisenberg did not do it. Oh, BR4 loses car a little bit. And that's going to have Mitchell a little bit. And there's a spinning AlphaTauri and Joe span. If they crash, Mitch wins, yes. If they crash, there's no scenario that BR4 can win this race. The yellow flag is sector 2 from Joe. But there's no possibility of a virtual safety car or a safety car now. Mitchell closing in. Joe's DNF'd. It doesn't matter. It's irrespective. As we go through Spoon's curve now, and it is within half a second. Mitchell is quicker in a straight line. Down towards 130R we go. Is Mitchell going to be able to do anything? If Mitchell got any common sense, he doesn't do it here, but he takes him into the into the first corner. He's going to look for it. He's going to pull alongside. Is he going to pull along? He's going to pull alongside. Is he going to have the front straight? He is not going to be in front. He's going to get DRS, and he's within a quarter of a second. Down towards turn one, the last shot. It is the last hurrah. Is Mitchell going to make something to the outside? He's going for it. He's going for it round the outside, and he gets BR4, but he goes wide, and they're going to go alongside each other, and Mitchell gets in front. And it's the first position here for Mitchell. He goes to the lead of the race with less than a lap to go. With a championship down to the wire. Is he going to be able to hang on? He has 2 sectors. There's a spinning Mercedes for some reason in front of everyone. This man loves the outside of turn one. He gets it done. Is he going to be able to continue to get it over the line? We're going into the hairpin with less than a sector and a half left to go on this race. Mitchell, from his own mistakes, he made this much harder than it needed to be. Is he going to be able to get this one over the line? BR4 is close. BR4 is very, very close. Heisenberg royally screwed the over Alfa Romeo. But is he going to be able to hang on? As he goes down towards 130R, the Ferrari leads the Alfa Romeo as it stands. Mitchell wins the title regardless. And they go down into 130R. BR4's a little bit too slow. He's got 2 corners remaining. Down towards the final 3 corners of the race. Mitchell leads into the chicane, comes out the final chicane, doesn't Charles Leclerc, down to the line, and he comes over the line, and Mitchell wins the World Championship. He's done it. Mitchell wins in Japan, and wins the entire championship to go with it. What an end. What an end. And how the hell has the hard tyre Ferrari done it? BR4 can royally be cursing at his teammate because his teammate has well and truly given that one to Mitchell. Oh my God, what have we just watched? Heisenberg has screwed his teammate. He has screwed his teammate as much as he physically could. All we had to do was let him by. That's all he had to do. And he couldn't do that. And it's ended up with the Ferrari on top of the world. And rightfully so. BR4 leaving the session immediately. And I can't imagine that's anything other than to go and murder Heisenberg in the chat. I cannot believe of what I just saw. A lap 1 round the outside. The baldiest move that Mitchell could have pulled off. And he did it with the utter ease, the utter grace of a championship winner. And I don't think I could do that race any more justice if I tried. He's done it. Mitchell is your world champion. BR4 put up quite the valiant effort. But in the end, when you get 3v1 essentially, there's nothing you can do about it. And it's the Ferrari's day. For Alfa Romeo going to have to settle with the consolation. They've won the Constructors. But the driver's day, it's the one in the Ferrari. You don't see the minion on the top of the stage anymore. But what a final 5 laps. What the fuck have we just witnessed? Oh my God. I was less speechless last week because the race was utterly just a complete and utter travesty. I'm less speechless this week because teammates have quite literally imploded. That is a Hamilton-Rosberg-esque situation there, and the teammates have cost each other the championship. Oh my God, Mitchell's going to take it home. And I would love the interviews at this point. What the hell?
Hello.
Hello.
Yo, what's up, Pyro?
I've lost my voice.
I can imagine.
I've lost my voice. Mate, if you want to
shit.
go back and watch the last 5 laps, holy
Oh my god, dude.
Holy shit.
Don't even worry about it. I wasn't even driving. I was just watching them on the track lap. Like, dude.
Go watch it with the commentary over it. Go watch it with the commentary over it. It's 10 times better, trust me.
God, dude, I was literally the whole fucking race just watching them on the track. I was like, oh, yo, BR4 is passed. Yo, Bubba's passed. All that shit, dude.
Thank you. That was some Kimi Raikkonen style fucking hell.
Did anyone need added? There's anyone not in here that wants to join? Like, if Discord or anything that said they wanted to join. Oh my, I have no idea what I just watched.
I'm more tired than I did Monaco.
I want to get BR4 in here, and I want to get Heisenberg in here. I want those two in here right now.
Yeah.
What a race, boys.
That was... I think I'm losing my voice.
BR4 isn't joining.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh my god. Before I start doing interviews in particular to Heisenberg, Mitchell and BR4 if he does eventually join. What the hell? What were the rest of you guys doing there? And I didn't really get to see much of it.
I had negative 50-degree tires when I rejoined.
Minus 50 degrees!
I had to spend
Can someone add BR4? Can someone get BR4 if he isn't already in?
Yeah, I'll let him. No.
Oh, that's my charger wire hitting the old wheel.
Yeah, yes.
My god. Right, let's start with you, Heisenberg, considering you ended third and I have a lot of questions that need answering. Right, so first off, standard question. Before I eventually asked the hard hitter ones, talk us through your race.
Well, first few laps it was hard because I was behind Blood X. I was quicker, but yeah, he was on hards, and I had more higher wings, so didn't have chance to overtake him properly. Unfortunately, lost time on it, but yeah, after that I had my pace and went through the field with a bit of luck, with Joe Royal left session, etc. Yeah, and yeah, after that I tried on hards to be quickest, but no, unfortunately no. And yeah, try to help BR to keep Paul who is behind me, but didn't manage that because ERS was really low, and yeah, again high wings, and yeah, Without pushing the track, it was not possible, I think.
Right, I think the first question that anybody watching the stream, anybody that watched the stream, anybody in the chat, so whatever, has to ask is, why the fuck did you not let BR4 through?
There's a lot of awkward spaces to do it. I think he did it in the right moment.
Yeah, when he already was behind me in, like proper, how would say, interval, I let him through in the,
Fair enough. Because it looked like on track that you were getting to the end of the first section. There are parts you could let through there. You just it got to the point where you were holding up BR4. It obviously brought Mitchell back into things. And I can only assume that wasn't your intention, right?
No, of course not.
But yeah, so talk us through the last couple of laps then, when you try to hold Mitchell back, and then that doesn't happen, and you just have to painfully watch the everything else happen in front.
I try to hold him back, stayed in DRS of BR, but I think when Mitchell got me, I actually a bit lost time in chicane, so really poor exit, and he just managed to overtake me just on the last few meters before turn 1.
So fucking close though, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Hopefully no crash, and After that I just watched and tried to not be a lot behind and watch the epic battle.
Fair enough. And last thing I'm going to say is you are Constructors champions, very, very clearly. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling good because, after so much races with DNF at the start of the season, good to have last part of the season in the points. Good to have, so
Right, thank you for explaining at least some of what the hell just happened to us. Now I'm going to ask the rest of everything that happened. Mitchell, first thing I'm going to say is congratulations, you're world champion. Well done, mate. That was impressive. Talk us through it.
Thank you.
Talk us through it.
Quali was okay. I was happy Joe was on pole, and I was happy BR4 let it slip in the final corner, I think. Start was, I think it was the best start all season for me, even though people beside me were not, but Then I bottomed out on a curve and I thought it was all over. Almost threw it away, and then I just got in the zone. And I think I only saw green laps after that.
Fair enough. In particular,
I think I improved every single lap behind after that. And
in particular,
three very nice moves round the outside, fucking Kiwi Raikkonen style.
I was about to ask that. In particular, talk us through each one of those moves individually. Talk us through them.
They were really good. They were also very nerve-wracking. I think one was very cleanly round the outside. Two of them, I got on the curb on the outside, and I thought I was gonna spin again. Thankfully, I didn't, and I kept it. And fair play to the lads that they kept the space, because it's quite an awkward corner to go side by side. But
when you were going through the last time race, the laps of that race, obviously you'd just seen Heidelberg put BR4 into the lead, and then you were like, and now you knew what you had to do. Mm-hmm. How did you go about that, and all of everything leading up to obviously that extraordinary last lap move?
I fucking did it. I just noticed both of them, or me, was just particularly faster in the final chicane. So I just wanted to do it there, but I had such overspeed on the second final corner on BR4 that I was already side by side with him in the chicane. And I was like, this will just gave me the opportunity to be closer to him on the exit, which works. I think I was further ahead with the BR4 move than I was with Bobber. I think.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And
And
well,
then yeah, I knew I was running way more wings, so it was then easy to keep him behind without DRS for him.
yeah. And final thing is, talk us through your emotions now that everything has happened, and you know you've won the title. You thought you were going to the battle eventually, but yeah, talk us through your emotions
I did.
now.
I made it way too fucking hard for myself this race, but yeah, very aesthetic when I came off the line, because I thought it was lost, which it wasn't. So it was very nice ending, and yeah, very fun season going back and forth with BR4 and in the beginning with Big Bambino as well. It was a good season.
Fair enough.
Hopefully when Logan and Stelbert joins back, we have a 4-way fight for the title maybe.
And
5, Ishmael.
Ishmael has to be able to survive for long enough first, doesn't he? I needed to take one shot.
I'm also very tired now.
But yeah, last thing I'm going to say to you, I've got one question to ask to you, Ishmael, as well, because I've got something to clear up. Well done, Mitchell. Well done, be a world champion. First time. Well, fair play, mate. Well played.
Thank you.
And last question, because I don't think BR4 is coming on. I can completely understand why.
Yeah, I see.
Is Ishmael, did you or did you not did you lose it on the hairpin, or did you let Mitchell through?
He lost it. This is not capping. I have no footage. I was sideways through the hairpin.
Because I originally thought you had let him through. I'm not going to lie, I originally thought you had.
I think you were on the curb, which then dragged you along the curb or something. I don't know. But the thing is, if he didn't do that, he would have been ahead of BR4, and well, with Ishmael's straight line speed, he might never got past. So it didn't really benefit, well, both of us. It fucked Ishmael's race over, because I got easy past, and then, yeah.
Fair enough. Anyone else in the party got anything to say? Everyone could just join in the conversation now before I end off the stream. I'm done. My voice is
I have
dead.
one question. Rigo, when did you join the race?
Rigo joined with 2 minutes left on quali, went out with a second to go.
Yeah.
Before the checkered flag in quali, binned it first corner. And yeah. And then I started on the hards from the back, went in, Aki Bolito spun me around, gave me wing damage, turned 3, and then I just watched you guys race on the minimap. So yeah, that's it for my season, so...
Fair enough.
Yeah, of course, mate. Yeah, that's how it goes. At one point in this race I went into AI and just to like count BR4s and Mitchell's warnings and see where they were at and all that. So that was my race today. But yeah, it was fun. 55 seconds back from the next guy, so yeah. Still 2 points though. Let's go.
Please finish the race.
Thanks, mate.
But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now. That's been one hell of a season. I'll end the stream now, and then we can just talk